Storytime guy. Okay, so there was a time when the only beings in the universe with a higher level of intelligence were located in Alpha Centauri 9. This galaxy housed a planet whose gravity was 10 times that of Earth's. The atmosphere, though, was composed of the same elements and makeup of Earth's. There was a highly intelligent society called the Acclamarks. The Acclamarks were a hominid-like race whose traits and size were comparable to modern-day Homo sapiens. The Acclamarks employed a high level of technology still yet to be grasped by our own planet's scientists. The planet in Alpha Centauri 9's galaxy was slowly dying. The planet's core was slowing down due to galactic magnetic fields interfering within the planet's core. But even with the society's high level of technology, there was no being on the planet that could create the technology advanced enough to save the planet. But there was one scientist on the planet whose love for his yet-to-be-born child led him to create a device that had a chance to save that child. Within 6 months, 2 weeks after the child was born, the man had created a device that could produce a controlled black hole that was designed to send whatever entered to a gravitational stronghold. The gravitational stronghold had a 90% chance of being a planet that would be habitable by Acclamarks. The father was willing to take that chance, though, because otherwise everyone was just going to die. Unknown to the society, the core was slowing faster than their predictions and would completely reverse rotation, bringing about a planet-wide collapse of ecosystems and destruction on a cataclysmic level within 2 days. The father, aware that time was running out, decided to send the newborn baby into his device the next day, 3 hours before the cataclysm began. With the atmosphere and world changing around them, the father and mother said their last goodbyes to their baby and sent him into the device with his alloy survival pod. The child, unknown to the circumstances, smiled and drifted off to bed before being jettisoned into the unknown while the rest of his kind perished on their planet. 21,562 years, 17 days, 4 hours, and 10 minutes later, the boy's pod appeared 1,200 yards above sea level in modern-day San Diego, California. What was seen by a handful of people seemed as though a meteorite was coming down from the sky and hitting the earth in the fields of grain surrounding San Diego. One small group of spectators, however, consisting of 2 teenage girls, were directly under the falling pod. When the pod hit the ground, the teenage girls approached the wreckage to find a crying baby lying in the aluminum shell. Hurrying to the child, they took him to their home. They were sisters. I forgot to mention that. They're sisters. Their mother and father, not having a good reason not to, they took the child, raising the child as their own. 15 years later, the child, grown into a young man, early on in his childhood, found that his body evolved to a point on his home planet to accommodate a gravitational level 10 times that of Earth's, provided him with the strength and agility far beyond anyone on this planet employed. He was 10 times stronger than any Olympic athlete by the time he was 5, and could jump higher than anyone on Earth by the time he was 7. As a 15-year-old child, he had learned to rein in his strength and act normal, but he was getting restless. Someday soon, he would learn that there were even greater limits to his powers and would become a protector of Earth. With his strength, solid body composition, and agility, He would become the greatest protector Earth had ever known.